Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Are you a low rank? Are you hard stuck? You want to go from this to this? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. Okay, it might not happen just like that from watching this video, but hopefully I can give you some advice that will help you rank up. So yeah, just a little bit of background information. I've been a GC for a couple seasons now. I'm starting to push that GC2 mark. So I think I have some experience to, help you guys out. Around 3 years ago, I was in that C1, C2 range. Once I hit Champ 3, getting to Grand Champ 1 was pretty easy. I got around 2,800 hours in the game, so yeah, I think I have a decent amount of experience. So yeah, with that being said, I'm only Grand Champ 1. There's still a lot I have to learn to hit higher ranks. But I'm speaking from experience here to anyone who wants to see what it takes to become Grand Champ. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. One of the first key things to hitting Grand Champ is directional arrow. You need to have either right or left directional arrow pretty much mastered if you want to hit Grand Champ. You don't need both, but at least one. Yeah, me personally, I use left. I don't even know how to use right arrow.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the...
If you're someone who only uses free arrow and you think you don't need directional, well, you're wrong. Like, I can try to use free to air dribble, but it's much harder. If you're like, oh, sticks, no. No sticks, directional arrow, I use free arrow, well then all the more power to you. But it's just there's no competition really. Now I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain how to get good at directional arrow. That's not gonna help you much really. There's already tons of videos out there showing you how to use it. But what I'm here to tell you is it requires loads of practice and dedication. So now that begs the question, sticks, how do I get good at it? Well, from my experience, I didn't really use that much rings maps or training packs. I just played games and just practice. But those can obviously help you improve, of course. A training pack I did use was the Air Dribble Mastery in the Browse training pack section. This one I used quite a bit just to, get the basic understanding of what I'm doing. First, I did a lot of like stealing type shots, just to get the motion down of, air rolling to the ceiling, then going for the shot. I think this is really helpful in order to get the motion down for when you're trying to go for a reset. Once you got the ceiling motion down, it's sort of similar to going for a reset. So I think once you have that down, you can start going for resets a little more easier. So yeah, like I said, obviously you can use rings maps if you're on a PC. You can just get the custom maps and have at it. But for me, I didn't really like doing them. I don't know, they were just kind of boring and I felt like they weren't really helping me. But yeah, I think in some way they're good. But the best thing that I can recommend is just play a lot of games and get used to it, Like when you first start using it, obviously you're gonna have no idea what you're doing. You're like, I can't do this. This is too hard. But stick with it, Just play a lot of games and only use directional arrow. You might lose them all, but hey, practice makes perfect, right? So at this point you're watching, you're probably like, sticks, no, you need to get better in order to hit the higher rank. Well, most players aren't stuck because they don't know they need to improve. They're stuck because they don't know what to improve on. So that's what this video is about. I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain, oh, in order to use directional arrow, you gotta turn your stick approximately 90 degrees clockwise No, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is just stating what are some things you can work on to hit that higher rank. All right, directional air roll is the big one. All right, the big one. Well, if you're asking, Sticks, what settings are you using to be so good? Well, I have a video out right now. It goes over all my settings you need. The video is in the description if you want to go check that out. Okay, the next topic in this video is game sense and your movement. Arguably more important than directional air roll. You might be able to get away with not being able to use directional if your game sense is insane. So what does game sense mean? Your speed. You need to be fast on the field. Your movement has to be clean and quick. Your chemistry with your teammates. At this rank, you and your teammates understand each other's movements, no questions asked. Now, of course, mistakes will still be made. It won't be perfect. But you should be in sync with your teammate and rotate with each other. And that comes from just playing games. For movement, know how to speed flip, know how to speed kick off. You know, flipping around the field. Don't do any of this weak, bad flipping stuff, but instead be speed flipping around the field. Stay fast, stay clean. I've played lower ranks time to time, and I run circles around them simply because they're slow. You have to be able to read your opponents, and once your game sense is really good, you can predict what they'll do. Now, obviously, you don't have to be at full speed every single instance, but when you need to recover, you want to make sure you're flipping fast and using boost, right? You can pair these speed flips in with, you know, some wall dashes, some Mina flips, some zap dashes. You know, those take a little bit of practice, right? I'm not very good at wall dashes just yet, but you know, if you can do a couple, you know, going up the wall a little bit, it'll help. You know, you can use that extra jump you have to get down on the ground back quickly, right? All these things can improve your movement, make you faster, and help you with your recoveries. Speed flips are a pretty challenging mechanic to learn, but once you get it down, it's just muscle memory at that point. To help with these, use Musty's speed kickoff training pack, all right? If you're on PC, you can download the speed flip trainer plugin, all right? This will tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. This training pack is pretty hard to even hit the ball if you can speed flip correctly. Like, everything could be in the green zone and you still could be not reaching the ball in time. So this takes practice. Once you get speed flipping down, you should be able to just hit this ball eventually. Boom, and get it in the net. And there you go. Definitely takes a lot of practice, but it's easier than, you know, using directional air roll. Now we move to mechanics and some exceptions. So yeah, mechanics are not everything at this rank, but I do believe directional air roll and, you know, basic resets are the main exception. You should have both of those down, right? Like, if you think you're ready for GC, you should be able to reset. If you can't, it might not be the end of the world, but it definitely will help you score. So yeah, like I said, directional is pretty much a must-have at this point. You need to be really good in the air, have good movement. You definitely need to be able to fast aerial. You know, if you have slow aerials getting up, there is a training pack you can use to practice these. So I think in the end, if you have directional air roll, good, and you can reset, then you are good to go. But you don't have to, you know, do triple resets or anything like that. Reset pops are also really good to have. So that just comes with practicing resets overall. Also, you know, being able to use your flips in the air, you know, get that extra distance, you know, if you're going off the backboard. Things like that in the air will help you a lot in hitting Grand Champ. Now we finally get to the big and bad 1v1s. That's right. If you don't like ones, I don't blame you. I don't either. But when people say ones is the key to get good, they aren't lying. Ones is good for all sorts of things, you know, ground play, flicks, you know, your mechanics, everything. If you're good at ones, you're good at everything else, you know. For me, my ground play has been weak compared to, you know, other things that I'm good at, but I think it's still strong enough for that Grand Champ level, you know. I don't play a lot of ones, and that's something I have to work on. From the ones that I do play, you know, I've played all the ranks, GC 1 through 3, I've played SSLs, and they're SSL for a reason, because they're really good at ones. So that's pretty much all I have to say about 1v1. You know, if you're scared to play ones or you just don't like it, just give it a try. You know, keep practicing it, and it'll help you improve a ton. You don't even have to play ranked. You can just hop in some casual, get some practice in. You know, if you have a duo, just play against your duo to warm up. You know, it'll make you play better in the end. Promise. So those were pretty much all the key points I had. You might be asking, so what do you do? Just play more games. Yes, I know it's easier said than done, you know. Improving isn't just something that happens overnight. It takes a lot of practice. Yes, you can use the rings maps. You can do anything you want, but playing against real players is the best answer in my opinion. I understand this video is really sort of general. You know, I just wanted you guys to see the bigger picture. You know, I wasn't gonna sit down and try to explain every single thing in detail, but working on your game sense and mechanics against real players will help you improve a lot. So that pretty much wraps this video up. Hopefully you guys have learned something useful. You can start practicing more. Let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful. And yeah, I really think, oh, hold on a sec. What's this? Hello?
Yo, bro, I just seen your new video.
What? How? It's not even out yet.
I think I can hit GC.
Oh, well, I mean, alright. See what you got, bro.
I got this. So you think I'm ready?
Hell no!